who never walks back anything. Bill O'Reilly starts the show tonight. His new book is called Killing the Killers, out in May. Good to see you, sir. We appreciate it. The old line in Washington, right? It's never the crime, it's the cover-up. Are we in a situation where the White House's walkbacks are worse than the gaffe?
You know, I don't know if it can get any worse for Joe Biden. The befuddlement factor is pretty high. If I were him, I'd send Will Smith over and slap Putin around, and maybe Putin would wise up. What Biden said is right. I mean, a guy like Putin can't keep this up. The problem is that the European allies, you see, there's two different audiences, as you know very well, Leland. I remember you as a foreign correspondent for FNC, and you know there's two different worlds here. Yeah. So you can speak to Americans and you go, yeah, I want to kick Putin's butt, and yeah, okay. But you're talking to Belgium and Italy, and they're going, we just want this to go away. Right. Don't exacerbate the situation. We know he's got to leave, but that makes it harder for him to stop shooting if you're going to threaten him, which is a valid point. Yeah. But the overarch is that Joe Biden does not understand, with all due respect, that's not a personal comment, he doesn't understand the words that he says at any given time. He is a man of the 60s. Right now, light speed, no matter what you say, it's all over the world on the internet within 10 minutes.
So you don't
buy think that way.
You don't buy the 4D chess thing that he kind of said the quiet part out loud. This man can't be allowed to remain in power. Show strength, show some backbone, let his staff deal with the Europeans and people, and especially Vladimir Putin and maybe Zelensky in Ukraine. Has a little bit of, I don't know what this guy could do. Maybe one day he might actually act on these things.
It was unnecessary rhetoric. The economic sanctions have set back the Russian economy 15 years. That's what Biden should have said. And that how can you sustain your power position when your people are not going to have enough food to eat soon? So please draw back, Mr. Putin, and let's stop the madness. That's how you negotiate worldwide. And I think that would have served Joe Biden well if he had done it. But again, he doesn't really know what this is all about in the sense of rhetoric. And Trump didn't many times either. Yeah, he would shoot from the hip and get himself into all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, no, that's very true. It's interesting. You mentioned that you and I were together at FNC, and I remember distinctly a meeting in your office. I was back for home leave from overseas, and you said, look, I really like your reporting. You're very kind to me, and I appreciated it. But foreign news is not something we do very often because it just doesn't rate well with the audience. NBC poll, what issue should be President Biden's top priority? 68% inflation economy, 29% war in Ukraine, only 2% both equally. Are we at a time where the media's coverage of Ukraine is way, way misaligned with what the American public really cares about?
No. Ukraine is the most important story, but inflation is hurting people directly where Ukraine is not yet. But the worldwide economy is tottering because of Ukraine. So everybody's going to feel it in the next year or so, and world order is collapsing. Believe me, the Chinese are watching this. Yeah. If Putin comes out ahead, you can kiss Taiwan goodbye, and then the incursions will just keep on coming. So this is the line that has to be drawn. Now, Putin's in trouble, and that's what Biden should be accounting to. He's in trouble. His army is performing poorly. His economy is on the verge of collapse. The Russian people don't want this. He's blacking out the free press in Russia, which didn't exist in the first place. So that's the message. Rather than Joe Biden, we got to take him out. We don't need that. Everybody knows Putin has got to go.
Yeah, and everybody thought the Oscars were on their way out. Their ratings were in the tank. Everything was going terrible.
They are on their way out, Leland.
But now, hold on.
The Oscars mean nothing.
But all of a sudden now they're relevant with Will Smith's slap. You could have made any bet in the world. They're not, even with this.
Leland, listen to me. Listen to me. They're not relevant. This is a tabloid story, a smackdown story, a curiosity. It's like the alligator eating the cat, all right? But there is a serious overtone to this story. The most influential export the United States has is entertainment. It's always been that way. We provide the world with entertainment. The American entertainment industry is collapsing. Will Smith is about as tightly wound as you can get, and he's one of the biggest superstars in the country.
I can't disagree with anything you said there. It's interesting, though, you say, and you rightly point out, that American entertainment, our most valuable export, the most influential thing America has, is now destroying itself. It's interesting. I want to just get your thought. The Academy put out today that they're investigating Will Smith after all this. It made me think, if slapping somebody on national television the way he did, and his book titles going up, and I'm sure more people rent his movies and on, if that doesn't get you thrown out, does anything?
They're not going to throw him out.
Yeah.
They ought to hire Robert Mueller to investigate him. It'll take 3 years. Okay? I mean, this is such a farce. Yeah, Smith did it. It made him look bad. Smith has got to know, because I know Smith. He's a smart guy. He's got to know that made him look bad. Chris Rock, that dopey joke, but Chris Rock actually looked okay. He didn't lash out. He didn't file criminal charges. He's not whining all day long. But this is what they love in Hollywood. Now people are paying attention to him, Leland.
Yeah, no.
You and I are talking about him.
Yeah,
we're
no way
not going to be talking about him in a week.
No, and we wouldn't have been talking about him but for this slap. I mean, it's exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, and everything. Hey, it's good to see you, sir, as always. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Always
Thank
a pleasure, Leland. Thanks for having me in.
And thanks for your kindnesses when I was young. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.